Hi, I'm Dustin Abbott, and I'm here today to do a review of the zhiyun crane, and this is a 3-axis motorized gimbal. Although I'm primarily a stills guy and mostly do reviews of photography related products and of course shoot primarily stills, I'm always looking for ways to try to up the production value on my channel, and then also to give me more versatility in the kind of video footage that I can produce. And perhaps some of you have noticed in some of my recent videos that I've had some cool pans around lenses or kind of video zooms into them. And those have come courtesy of the zhiyun crane that I'm reviewing today. Now, I have to confess that this wasn't the first thing that I tried. In fact, maybe like some of you, I watched some of the do-it-yourself videos, and my first stable cam looks something like this, made out of some metal pipes and a chunk of wood and a weight down here at the bottom. But of course, the challenge with something like this is that the only way that you can adjust really for different combinations is by adding more weight on the bottom, making it heavier and heavier. And then after that, I've tried, and this isn't a bad system, but something that's more of a shoulder system from the company Revo, and so I tried that, and I still have used this periodically. And then I watched another video, and on the recommendation, I bought this particular Steadicam type model, and I've tried it. The problem is that I don't do video all the time, and I don't even profess to be a very good video guy. There are tons of people that are far more talented than me when it comes to video use. And so I found with things like this that my biggest challenge was it seemed like it took me forever to get everything completely steady or steady enough to where it actually made a difference in my real shots. And so I looked kind of longingly at different listings for some of the motorized gimbals after seeing how I've used some drones, and I've seen how that the 3-axis motorized gimbals just work so smoothly on them. I thought, wow, it'd be awesome to have something like that for a DSLR. So I started looking at the crane, and I thought, wow, that is perfect. That's exactly what I would be looking for. And so, and they have sent me one of these for review for me to check out for you here today. And I'll probably be using one moving ahead to continue to augment the footage on my video channel. And so in the opening sequence, of course, there's the time lapse of setting it all up and balancing it. And yes, it's not quite as quick as the time lapse, but let's take a look at a full video from start to finish of assembling and putting this thing together. And so as you can see, everything comes in a very nice custom-made case with custom inserts for it, everything very well protected, and along with it, it comes with 2 different sets of batteries along with a battery charger, and in fact, between the 2 sets of batteries, you can get at least 6 hours of regular usage, and so far I've found that I've not really run down a set of batteries yet. I have, taken them out and replaced them just to keep them fresh, but overall, the battery life is very, very good. On top of that, I find that the toolless setup makes it really a very easy thing even for a novice to get the right kind of balance and to get things and so that they set stably on there. Once you get everything set up, and typically I can get it done in less than 2 minutes, it's very easy to set up, you have a system that allows you to have incredible flexibility for either following along after people or setting up, as you can see even here, on a tripod. And setting it up on a tripod allows you to, it's all Bluetooth, and so you can remotely control everything that the motorized gimbal can do. You can do 360-degree shots, you can pan it up and down, move it all around, and so it's incredibly versatile. And I found that for myself, sometimes I just want to do slow pans of a lens, for example. It's just to add some style to my channel, and so I've been doing that remotely because I don't have to worry about any kind of movement at all, and so everything can be operated off of that. As you can see here, I've actually utilized the fact that it's got the 1/4-inch thread at the bottom to where you can mount it right onto a quick release plate like what I've got here, and then just pop it right onto the tripod. So here, let me power it on, and you can see that once it's powered on, it very quickly makes sure that everything is stabilized. So it's got a number of different modes. For example, here I've just got this in like a just kind of a follow type mode. And so as you can see, no matter what I do here, it's going to keep that stabilized and smooth. The cool thing about the inversion mode is it's just a matter of flipping it up and down. It'll automatically adjust for that. And so right in the middle of a shot, if you want to drop down low and invert to where you're low or skimming the ground, you can just switch right over to that. And so you can actually follow along on after feet, and then you can just bring it back up. I often will also use it as kind of a zooming in to keep everything stable as I come in towards the actual lens shot like that. And so it just gives you a lot of versatility in the different ways you can operate it. It's got control built right into the handle, and so you have some different options that you can employ here. You can go a full 360 degrees around. You can also tilt quite within the limits of how high you can go depending on your equipment, but you can tilt quite basically the complete range up and down with that as well. So you've got 3 different modes that you can use. The first is just the complete follow like this, and then you can also switch it to where you have a full control of tilting in any kind of direction, any direction that you want to go. And so it allows you to have control over that. And then you also have a position where it will control both the pitch and the yaw in both angles. And it will allow you to kind of just keep stable no matter what you do with the camera. And so it really is, it's incredibly cool the way that it works and operates in that way. For me, I've never been able to pull off those panning shots where you go 360 degrees around your subject. It always looks very cool, and in either wedding videos or in some kind of movie type setting. And so being able to pull that off is kind of a gratifying feeling, just another aspect of what you can capture with it. On top of that, it has got built right into it. It's got USB ports, and so that you can do firmware updates and keep it current with that. Now, compared to some of the other systems that I use that have to rely on counterweights to try to balance things out, it's actually fairly light. It comes in at only 950 grams. The thing that really excited me is that initially the listing that I saw for the crane said that it was really kind of made for mirrorless bodies, which is fine, and so it showed a payload of anywhere between 350 grams to about 1,200 grams. And so I looked at that and I thought, well, my preferred video bodies are not really mirrorless bodies, but I can work with that. But I discovered once I received the product and I began to talk to the people at Zhiyun that, in fact, the crane is capable of supporting much more than that. In fact, it can support all the way up to 1,800 grams. And there's actually a firmware update that will allow you to switch it around to where you can support between 1,600 and 1,800 grams. Well, that opens up a whole new threshold for me. And even my preferred combination, a lot of times I use a 5D Mark IV because of its fantastic dual pixel AF, and then of course the full frame sensor, great video quality, along with a Tamron 45mm f1.8 VC. I really like the Tamron because of its versatility. I can get really close to things and get kind of near macro type video footage. But on top of that, of course, it has good clean autofocus, and it does have an image stabilizer. And so adding that component just allows me to have that much smoother an end result. And so that's kind of the combination that I wanted to go to. And when I discovered I could use that, I thought fantastic. In fact, you only need the firmware update if you're going to use a payload that is between 1,600 and 1,800 grams. And actually that combination of the Tamron lens and the 5D Mark IV actually falls under that threshold, and so I didn't have to do anything. It just threw the combination on and it balances out for it. On top of that, you're not only able to wirelessly control the crane itself, but, and by the way, you do that by downloading a free app that allows you, and it's already been updated. There's obviously investment that's going into this because it's been improved even in the short time that I have had it. It can also, under certain settings, you can actually control the camera itself. And any camera that is compatible with any kind of CCI type interface, it will allow you to control that. On top of that, of course, all three of the motors that are built into this, it's got three different motorized positions here at the base, and of course that allows you to rotate on this axis. And then on top of that, of course, it allows you to operate up and down. But beyond that, you can also control completely in the actual pitch of it as well, and that can be independently controlled as well. And so you've got a motor here, you've got a motor here, and you've got a motor here. All of those working together to give you a really incredible amount of control. And so in the lock mode, the yaw, pitch, and the roll axis all work together, and they help to keep the camera pointed in just, you know, that one position that you want. And then in the follow modes, you have a choice. In the yaw axis follow mode, the crane only follows your pan movements, but in the pitch and yaw, as I've got here, it will follow your pan and your tilt movements. And so it shows that you have just a tremendous amount of versatility in the type of shots that you can get out of it. I think the thing that I like best about the crane is that it just works. There are a lot of people out there that are much better at video than me. I don't claim to be any kind of professional doing video, but I found that the shots that I want to execute, I can just quickly figure out how to do them on the crane, and it does what I want to. On top of that, I really like having everything in the storage case to know that it's protected. I love the fact that it doesn't take tools to set up, and I can quickly set it up and get what I want. And beyond that, everything about it just seems very well made. You can tell that this is a quality product. Here in North America, a lot of times there's a perception that products that are made in China tend to be a kind of budget alternatives to better made products. I found recently, though, that there are some really innovative Chinese companies, and I've enjoyed reviewing lenses from Laodwa, and then, of course, enjoying this zhiyun crane and the products that they made. They really are industry leading. They're not a copycat of anything else. They're really leading the way in terms of the technology. And so I've really enjoyed using this and will continue to enjoy using the crane to augment my video capture. It's not necessarily cheap. It comes in at $699 US, but of course these motorized gimbals like this, they're not cheap. And so it's coming at a good value point related to what it actually is able to accomplish and how well that it works. Anyway, I hope that this helps you out, and if you're looking for a great motorized gimbal system, then the crane just might be what you're looking for. I'm Dustin Abbott, and you can find linkage to purchasing the crane both in the North American market and European market in the links down below. And of course, just keep watching my videos and you'll see footage taken with the crane as a part of those. If you haven't already, you can follow me on social media, and please click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.